Peace, stars. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Knicks podcast. Yeah, man, this is gonna be a special episode. I haven't done a rant in a while. I usually get into my rants on my audio show, but this will be the first official rant on the visual thing here. So I'm right now. I just got live on Sportscaster. I'm on Twitter and Facebook right now. We're gonna get right into it, man. But first let's just get into the theme music. Drop the theme music. Gotta hear some kind of music, man, because I mean, I'm pissed off, man. As a diehard Knicks fan, as someone that I think that represents the culture. You know what I'm saying? We have certain talking heads out there that claim to be Knicks fans. They're on these big publications, these big networks and stuff like that, claiming to represent us, whatever. And they're just digging that hole deeper and deeper and deeper. And you know, exit the music, man. So it just burying the hole even deeper for Knicks fans because that's the reason why I did this doing this podcast, because there's too many people out there that are laughing at us. Of course we've been a laughing stock for good reason, you know what I'm saying, because we haven't won the last few years. Our owner has always been doing something to sabotage things and whatever. But we get to a point now where everything seems to be building the right way, everything is going the right way, the way that it should. But no matter what happens, right? If you turn on, which I don't do, I don't even have cable anymore. You know what I'm saying? So only time I see these little videos and clips and stuff like that is through other sites like Bleacher Report, or if somebody was to reshare it on Twitter, or somebody was to share it on Instagram or Facebook. I don't watch TV anymore, and that's for a freaking reason. And I don't think anybody should be watching TV, outside of other things. Don't watch these talking heads, whatever. If you need your information or you want to hear sports talk from certain teams and stuff like that, I think you should go out there and follow somebody like me, Die Knicks Podcast. Follow somebody else, somebody that's a Dallas fan or whatever. Somebody that's doing something like this. You need to find somebody that you like and go with them. So let's just get right into it, man. Stephen A. Smith. I hate using his name, and I hate blowing it up there, because that's not the reason. He specifically is not the reason why I'm making the rant. But this is a broader thing here. Steve Nash, right, was hired by the New Jersey Nets to be the head coach. Okay, cool, all fine and dandy, right? If the Knicks were to hire somebody like Steve Nash, the jokes would have been endless. The same person, Stephen A. Smith, would have been roasting the Knicks. Oh, how could they do that? Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna mention some other coaches as we going on with this rant. He would have been going crazy. Oh, no coaching experience and this, that, and the other. Oh, the best point guard in the NBA, in New York right now is going to be Steve Nash, and he's not coaching. He's not playing. He's coaching the Knicks. It would have been a big catastrophe. Would have been a big media firestorm. All the people that have no thought process of their own, they would have been regurgitating everything that he says. Right back at people like me that are Knicks fans, people that are watching that I know are diehard Knicks fans and such. So anyway. He says, he goes and he's the big song. I knew it was coming. I don't even know why I was even watching it. But like I said, I wasn't tuning into ESPN. Somebody reshared it, and I just happened to look at it, and I stopped and looked at it because I knew it was coming. He was saying, yo, I have nothing bad to say about Steve Nash. He goes on to talk about how he helped Quentin Richardson when Quentin Richardson was getting a certain amount of money, then it was going to give him a pay cut or whatever, and then Steve Nash took the pay cut just so Quentin Richardson could keep the money that he wanted. Then he talked about I think he said Jimmy Jackson, that Jimmy Jackson needed a place to stay while he was in Phoenix, so we helped him out and this and the other. I was just waiting for it, right? He goes on and on and on and on. So then he goes into and he just it's like a bad movie. It's like the movie, like they say the movie is getting good. They paint with the picture, and then when they could tell the real story or really get into it, they fucking drop the whole story off the cliff. And that's exactly what he did. With everything that's going on socially, as far as the police brutality, which is a real thing, you know what I'm saying? Systemic racism is a real thing. Karens are a real thing. This is not fake. People post and make calls and all kind of stuff on black people to get them in trouble all the time. You know what I'm saying? Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. Even like the recent cases, whatever. Even this other past cases. There's a WNBA player that took away 2 years of her WNBA career to fight for another person that was wrongly in prison for some crime that he had nothing to do with. Anyway, I'm painting a picture just to throw the whole elephant in the room thing. Stephen A. Smith uses white privilege as the reason why Stephen Nash got his coaching job. Now I'm just gonna let that shit marinate, man, because that shit infuriates me with everything that's going on. You know, we got Murray on Denver, giving his all, playing away and above his head because he just feels the weight of his shoulders. Everybody's watching, and he has the weight on his shoulders, and he took that and made himself into a Super Saiyan, to quote my man Gorilla Mo. It's just it drives me crazy. You got Donovan Mitchell. He makes the point that even though he said that he lost, that there's nothing compared to nothing compared to what we've been going through all this damn time. And just for you to just sit on your high horse and just say, yo, Steve Nash got the job because white privilege. So like, I didn't even want to hear what else he had to say. I just turned it off and threw my phone in the pocket. So I'm pissed off or whatever. So I said, you know what? I gotta get on my platform and say what I have to say about this. Because listen, there's been a lot of little things I've been doing. I appeared on Gorilla Mo's show, which is Legion of Knicks on YouTube. We actually watched the game the other day, which is pretty cool. Please check him out on YouTube, Legion of Knicks. I did a couple other shows too. I'm so angry. I apologize for whoever I don't miss. I had my own shows. I did an interview with in my lifetime T's CEO, my man Tuck. I've been doing a couple of other things, man. But yeah, I say that to say this, man. It's just that I was gonna do a recap show, but you can't do a recap show when stuff like this happens. You cannot allow these people to spit their bullshit out there. You know what I'm saying? Everything is all about narrative, whatever. They want to keep this whole racist thing going, whatever. This is not racist, okay? Steve Nash being hired as the coach of the New Jersey Nets is not racist, okay? Now listen, they got Kyrie Irving over there. They got Kevin Durant. A team like that is not gonna want a Tom Thibodeau. A team like that is not gonna need a Tom Thibodeau. Most teams that have superstars like that, they get a guy like Steve Kerr. You know what I'm saying? They bring a guy in like Steve Kerr, someone that has no coaching experience. Okay, that's another white guy, but we'll get into it. Again, he wasn't hired because of privilege. Okay, it's like you could. I mean, I'm so upset. Yo, look at the shirt I'm wearing, man. Knickerbocker, please. Knickerbocker, please. Okay. Like I'm saying with these hires, if you get a superstar, you're not gonna want a system coach player. A system coach. You're gonna want someone that's gonna stroke the guys, like Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson, he did have to on the triangle and this, that, and the other, but he wasn't that type of coach to be on the sidelines yelling and screaming and whatever. I mean, every coach does their little thing, but not to the effect that a Tom Thibodeau would do it, or say like a Doc Rivers and stuff like that. They're gonna need somebody like Phil Jackson is nice and cool, blowing whistles and triangle, you know what I'm saying, blah blah. Nobody gives Phil Jackson any credit, whatever, because of the superstars. Am I correct? Go into Miami. They weren't listening to well, this is the first championship when Wade was by himself. They didn't listen to Stan Van Gundy. They fired him, and Pat Riley had to come in there and coach, because Pat Riley is the guy, the only person that superstars will respect. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward to when LeBron James was back in Cleveland, and they had that I can't think of the guy's name, man. What's the name? Steve Mills' best friend that was coaching out in Europe. They went and brought him here. He's one of the best coaches in the world, but he has a system. And what happened to him? Even though they were winning, they went and fired him and put somebody else, some other asshole in there. Eventually, fast forward to Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue he's just an assistant coach. You know what I'm saying? He almost died of a heart attack because he was trying to get LeBron and those guys to do a certain thing, but they weren't listening. So they almost put him in the hospital. So I'm painting a picture here because listen, superstars need that type of guy. So anyway, fast forward to the Nets. They fired a disciplinarian, a workhorse coach, a guy that's known for being prepared and this, that, and the other. Same type of Van Gundy kind of coach, Jeff or his brother. Same type of guy. So they got rid of him. And they put Jacques Vaughn in there because Jacques Vaughn is another guy that's just a figurehead. He's a Tyronn Lue. I don't know Jacques Vaughn for being smart at anything. Maybe he might have been on somebody's coaching staff, whatever. But I don't recall Jacques Vaughn being any cerebral type of guy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or being successful as a head coach. He's just a figurehead. Anyway, they ended up paying him to be the coach, whatever. Fast forward now to Steve Nash. Steve Nash essentially is Steve Kerr. He's a sweet talking white guy, very humble. Everybody loves the guy, you know what I'm saying? So like to throw that card, the white privilege card, it just drives me crazy, man. So anyway, I'm babbling, right? So I got some notes here. You want to talk about privilege? Privilege, NBA privilege. Okay, Mark Jackson. Okay, I'll just throw him out there, right? But first, I'm gonna say Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers coached Orlando with no coaching experience. Okay, was that white privilege? Saying he went on to have a long career with Orlando, off and on. Fast forward to Boston. Fast forward to the Clippers. That he's on the Clippers right now. Is that white privilege that Doc Rivers was hired with no coaching experience? Talk about Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas took over in Indiana. You know, no coaching experience. He wasn't on anybody's staff. You know what I'm saying? So is that white privilege? Is Isaiah Thomas being hired a head coach with no coaching experience? Is that white privilege? All right, now Mark Jackson, everyone's favorite savior as far as coaches, whatever. They want every Knicks fan wanted Mark Jackson. Oh, we need to get Mark Jackson. We need to get Mark Jackson. He's the one that made Golden State this, that, and the other. Okay, so what kind of privilege is that? You know what I'm saying? Because talk to anybody about Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson has his own hangups with his religion. Just certain beliefs that are associated with religion, and he's very very he's not going to apologize for anything he says. He says everything from a real place, and he's not going to apologize, whatever. So anyway, that's the reason why he hasn't gotten a coaching gig anywhere, and that's probably why he got fired in Golden State. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to get a figurehead in there because we already got our stars and stuff like that. Everybody's doing whatever. We don't need the distraction from the coach. We went and got Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr is gonna be like Phil Jackson, sit on the side, smile or whatever. Hey man, you're doing a great job. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of coach that these star teams need. Fast forward to Steve Nash. Steve Nash more than likely is going to be that type of guy because that's how he is. And you never heard him raise his voice ever. You know what I'm saying? And he's very intellectual. Same thing like Steve Nash. Same thing like Phil Jackson. Same thing like Steve Kerr. You know what I'm saying? So this has nothing to do with white privilege. More have to do with you guys having star players and you need someone in there to appease the stars. You got Durant and Kyrie over there. You got Mr. Earth is flat and Mr. Twitter fingers with all these burner accounts, quote unquote, that he has, just so he can be in the mix of wherever. He wants to. He's like a troll. He likes to troll the fans because he likes all that attention. He's a bunch of weirdos. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got to be weird and out of your mind to be as good as these guys are. So they're not going to listen to a Tom Thibodeau. They're not going to listen to a first year coach. I'm just giving out a first year coach, like one of these guys, like a Jock Vaughn by himself. They're not going to listen to Kenny Atkinson, obviously. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to listen to a Mark Jackson. They're going to have a guy in there that's not going to be yelling and screaming, blowing hard in the face, talking about pass the ball and this, that, and the other, like they were trying to do with Carmelo. That's another thing too. I'm a segue a little bit. When Carmelo was here, they tried to bring oh my God, because now I got to talk about Woodson. Now I know I already did a live show on Woodson. Please go to YouTube. I have it on YouTube. It's on Facebook and Twitter as well still. But you can go to YouTube, go looking through my channel. I did a Woodson show. But what I really didn't talk about was the whole father figure thing. Like this is what Knicks fans say. I was on Nothing But Knicks show. Shout out to everybody on there. I love all those guys. I was privileged to be on their show to be in their presence and talk and stuff like that. But they just I'm not singling them out. But every Knicks fan say the same thing. Yo, look what he did in Golden State. He's the one that won those championships, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then that has to do with Mark Jackson. But just the whole father figure with Woodson and stuff like that. Oh, look what he did in Atlanta. All those young guys. And look at this. They won 54 games, blah blah. And then they won 30-something games the year after that. Oh, but don't worry about that because they had injuries and he had Bargnani and this, that, and the other. Okay, all right, whatever you want to say, but it's just the simple fact that people associate Mike Woodson with father figure and someone to talk to other than what's going on here, man? What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? We want to talk about white privilege with Steve Nash, and then what kind of privilege are we talking about when guys need to be rock to sleep or tucked in their bed because they have a problem with their head coach? What the hell? What the fuck is going on here, man? They're like what? Like, am I in a Twilight Zone? Am I in a Twilight Zone with all this nonsense? Oh my God, y'all! I'm like sweating. I forgot to pour myself something to drink. I'm getting dehydrated here. Yeah, man. But this is my name is Eny Rant. This where is it? Right there. This is also going to be an audio version of this podcast as well. So shout out to everybody that listens on the audio, man. Down with the talking heads. We on Sportscaster Live. We on Facebook Live, Twitter Live. This is what we're doing here, man. For you to just not just throw the NBA under the bus, not just to put Steve Nash on the spot. You put every black person on the spot with this fucking white privilege bullshit. Because you know that these people that love that they're gonna be ripping him a new one. With this whole white privilege thing, like you just gave them ammunition. You know what I'm saying? That it was the wrong time, and it's the wrong argument. It's not white privilege, man. You know, it's a simple fact that you got stars on the team, and you need a guy to appease that. You know what I'm saying? Mike Brown is a perfect example as well. Mike Brown was the head coach over there with Cleveland. A stupid ass coach that I have no offense or nothing like that. He's just a really happy guy, smiley guy that you could walk into his office and hug him, cup him. When the real coach is drop the hammer on, and you got to have the other guy on the side to be the to caress him, to rub his back of his head, cup his ass and shit, or whatever the hell you want to say. I'm so freaking upset, man. I'm so upset after everything that goes on, and then to throw this guy under the bus. There's so many other different things that he said that I just ignored, because it's just like you got to see who it is, who is the person that's saying this. But at this time, right now, the atmosphere, the climate that's going on, after we just had a quote unquote strike, out of lack of a better word. With the NBA players that didn't play a game, they took the night off just to bring attention to something like this. And then after all this is happening or whatever, you want to use white privilege as the reason why Steve Nash was hired to be the coach of the Nets. So was it white privilege for Tom Thibodeau to get the job? Because Mark Jackson's the one that everybody wants. So this is not white privilege that Mark Jackson didn't get that job either. You know what I'm saying? And quiet is kept. Don't nobody want Mark Jackson for the reasons that I already explained. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, man. So anyway, I'm gonna take a break because, like I said, I forgot to get me something to drink. I see something here, man. There's something that I was drinking the other day. I don't think I should even look at that. But I got Sportscaster here, man. So let me see what's going on here with Sportscaster. Sportscaster, I got somebody that just dropped 200 tickets on me. Baba Lover, shout out to Baba Lover. These tickets and stuff like that. I didn't get it at first, but I totally get it now, man. So I just gotta see what's going on here. We got Gorilla Mo. Shout out to Gorilla Mo. Gorilla Mo's a beast, bro. We're gonna be doing more stuff with the Nothing But Knicks Network. Nothing But Knicks Network is a bunch of us, associated with what's the name? Sim from Nothing But Knicks. He has basically a conglomerate of guys. Me, Rudy, Andy Star, part of that conglomerate. Guillermo's a part of it. We got Isaiah, you got Andy, you got Nickish, bunch of guys, man. We're gonna be collaborating, especially when this draft comes in and when the season starts. And I'm with the shits, man. As you can see, I'm trying to get this here popping, man. Like I got two screens and I'm working with my left hand. I'm right-handed. So if I miss you, I'm sorry about that. Like I said, we got Gorilla Man here. We got Andy here. My man Andy, Steph Lover 2983. We got Red Bones. Shout out to Red Bones. I see Red Bones on here all the time. I definitely need a drink, man. I'm freaking foaming at the mouth here. Baba Lover, he had just joined it, and he or she just joined and gave me 200 tickets, man. Man, you guys got to bear with me here. I'm trying to get this whole chat thing going. Like I said, I'm working with two screens here. Yeah, man. Sportscaster is great. A lot of people are chiming in here. We got Johnny Bravos, Jack the Beast. We got here. It's a bunch of guys here. Somebody else just gave me. Jack the Beast just gave me 50 tickets. Shout out to you guys, man. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Sportscaster. Sportscaster, I've been trying to do stuff with them for a minute, but this internet or whatever, man. So Simmer's on there. Shout out to Simmer. Simmer held me down a couple times. I need some weed. I wish I could smoke some weed, man. I got the CBD stuff going on, man. So I'll do that, man. I think I might be a little bit too old for the weed thing. And then shout out to Johnny Bravos and Jack the Beast for the tickets, man. You guys are dope. So anyway, let's see what's going on over here on Facebook and on Twitter. We got my man Louis Stevenson, man. This is a guy from Ultimate Knicks. Let's just shout him out here. He says, "You're right, but it says something about them if they can only take one very certain type of coach. It's the privilege of a superstar player. You know what I'm saying? Alan Fan. I'm trying to get his name. His name was Alan Fan 20 on Ultimate Knicks. This is somebody Jason Varelli. I've seen him on here also, man. It sucks that he had to make it racial. It also sucks that he didn't do any research. These guys don't do research. You know what I'm saying? I'm not yelling at you per se. I'm just saying these guys don't do research. You know, they say the same thing about us. People that do podcasts and stuff like that, they say the same thing. They said we don't do our research. It's just some asshole that's sitting in the room, whatever, probably live with his mom or whatever. I'm a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is my my hobby, just like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to these guys that are on TV and stuff like that. But a lot of these guys never even seen a basketball up until they got kicked out of the newsroom. A lot of these guys, they just wanted to be anchors on the local news thing and couldn't make it there, so they threw their corny selves in front of a camera and made them talk about sports and stuff like that. It's just ridiculous, man. Yeah, man. Just to reiterate, yo, if you like the Knicks, right? If you like the Knicks, if you never seen the Knicks podcast before, if you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and stuff like that, but you never actually tuned in, please tune in. Please tune in because I have a lot to say, man, and it's gonna be coming from a place of love, you know, because I love the team. It's not about all the stuff. Is not about getting rich. Because if I was getting rich, then you know what I'm saying, I would be in a hole already. You know, if we were talking about that, but I'm doing all this stuff out of love. You know what I'm saying? The word diehard it rings true when it comes to someone that's really involved with something. You know, involved in something for no reason. Maybe it's just on a spiritual level, on a kindred level. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of the fact, this is what it is, man. And you know, these guys do it for money. You know, they do it for a network. They do it because there's somebody in their ear, in the earpiece, telling them what to say. There's nobody telling me what to say. There's nobody telling some of these other guys what to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of you guys, and you know, let's just do this. Let's take this down with the talking heads, and just look. I want to hear from you. Join me in the chat. I want to hear from people like me. You know what I'm saying? Let's just talk about it, man. Like as far as the Knicks is concerned, I didn't even want to hear what the rant was about him. But you want to talk about the Knicks, Dolan, this and the other. He didn't regurgitate the same stupid cut and paste Black Lives Matter post that every other team did, especially the NFL teams that wasn't even down with it a few years ago with Kaepernick, whatever. But the Knicks didn't regurgitate the same sentiment that these guys were doing. You know what I'm saying? Because they just doing it to save face. The Guardian says, yo, we've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? We're not no experts in none of this shit. We've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're not going to say that we know what we're doing. All we know is that we don't do that stuff here. And that's how it is. Just under right after Phil Jackson was fired, he was the last white guy that was on the in the front office, because we went and we fired everybody. First, Phil Jackson fired all the goons that were there. He hired his guys. And then when Steve Mills and Scott Perry came in there, you know, Steve Mills was there. When Steve Mills fired Phil Jackson, brought Scott Perry in there, the whole front office was black. Nobody talked about that. Nobody talked about that. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A. Smith that wants to say white privilege with Steve Nash. Nobody talked about that. The Knicks was probably the only professional franchise that had an entirely African American front office. You know what I'm saying? So we've been doing the work, man. It didn't bring wins during that little period, but now fast forward to now. Look who we have here. It's not just all black. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about just getting just straight black people. It's about getting basketball minds here. So if you go down the line with all the people that we hired, because I've talked about it, we all talked about it. I don't need to mention no names. Every single person that we hired was brought here with a background of development. You want to talk about what do you want to say? What did they say? The guy from Cleveland is a capologist, whatever the fuck that means, capologist. You got the associate head coach from the Utah Jazz. You got their freaking assistant GM that was over there. The older gentleman is going to be assistant GM over here with the Knicks. You got the dude that Kobe vouched for that said he was going to be a head coach or something sooner or later. They got him on the in the front office. You got the other dude from OKC. This and all these guys have a reputation of being like the top of their peers. You know, as far as developmental and just being smart, bright bodies. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the skin color, man. It had nothing to do with that. It's about the basketball, bro. You know, that's the thing. Sports brings everybody together. You know what I'm saying? At this time, with some assholes saying things like this, we all need to come together on a unified front and cut the fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we got all these guys forming like Voltron or whatever. So now we set ready to hire a head coach. I'm quite sure all those guys got together, you know, and came into the room and said, "Bam, this is what we're doing." We're gonna hire Tom Thibodeau. Like I said, the other kid, the young kid that's associate head coach. Like I said, I'm fucking flamed out. I'm bugged out right now. We hired him to be the associate head coach. He went and got his two guys that he always has with him. The older gentleman, and then the Asian fellow, the young guy that's the video guy. We went and got Woodson for all you guys to cuddle. To lick your screen whenever you see him, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To appease you guys that don't even know who the fuck did we hire to begin with. That's the only person that anybody knows. Is Mike Woodson. You know what I'm saying? So we went and did all of this stuff. Maybe I left somebody out, but like the table is set. The table is set now for us to hit the draft, because we still got people out there to say, yo, well, you ain't got no players. You ain't got no players. Oh, we don't have a chance to get any players. It's still the playoffs. The bubble is happening. You know what I'm saying? So the Knicks can't get anybody now because we're in the bubble. Guys are still in the freaking playoffs. So when the all season finally comes in, then we'll handle that, man. All these stupid ass rumors as well too with the sports writers. Let me get into the sports writers, the quote unquote beat writers and people that are experts, the people that know that supposedly have all this sources and other bullshit. I'm not a sports writer. I'm just a guy sitting in his crib right now. With my kids in the next room, wondering why is daddy yelling at the screen and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular guy, but I still hear the same shit these guys hear. We got some guys now that elevated themselves from just being on Twitter to being a high like up at the level of up at the credentials of a beat writer. You know what I'm saying? So they hear stuff. I hear the shit too. You know what I'm saying? People saying stuff on Twitter, like a lot of guys have private chats on Instagram and stuff like that. We hear things too. You know what I'm saying? But we don't get paid to call Joe Schmo with the seven numbers in the back of his Twitter handle a source. You know what I'm saying? It's just fucking nonsense, man. It's just nonsense. Anybody else saying anything? What we got going over here on Sportscaster? We got somebody throwing change at me here. Derek's son. He's throwing like pennies at me over here. Shout out for the 2 tickets that you threw at me 3 times. Shout out to you. We got Gorilla Mail here, yo. I'm sorry that I'm missing this whole Sportscaster chat here. Man, this thing is annoying, man. I'm telling you, I got a whole nother screen here. I'm trying to work here left-handed. So anyway, shout out to Derek's son. He's actually been throwing pennies at me for the last 10 minutes or so. But what we got on? You got Andy here. Andy's coming at me here. What else we got? We got Gorilla Mill. Yeah, man. ESPN the clowns, man. I had to cut my cable off because of that. Because that was the only reason why that I was carrying my cable bill so I could watch basketball when it comes on. But I don't need to do that anymore. This is 2020. Yo, it's 2020. You do not need to pay your cable bill. You do not need to sit and give these guys your money. Look at me sweating. You don't need to do that anymore. This is not that time. You don't need to be buying a New York Post, spending what is it, like $2.50 now to see what Mark Berman's got to say. Man, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Mark Berman is trying to get a seat on Knicks fan TV right now. He's trying to get a seat on Nothing But Knicks right now. You know what I'm saying? Holla if you hear me when I say we got what we got here? We got Red Bones, my man Red Bones. He says, I just realized that I've been listening to your podcast for at least a year and I didn't know it was you. Yo, Red Bones, do you know me personally? Let me know, man. You know what I'm saying? Just hit me up and let me know what's going on here. So anyway, what does Stephen A. Smith say? I'll just regurgitate it. He said that the reason why Steve Nash was hired was because of white privilege. That's the reason for this whole rant. So if you might have caught this at the end, you got go to the replay whenever this is posted on Sportscaster, Twitter and Facebook. Die Hard Knicks, everything is Die Hard Knicks, and you get to see what I had to say in the beginning, man. I'm sweating right now. Oh my God, what else we got here? Like I said, my man Derek's son is throwing pennies at me. Man, I feel worse than a washed up stripper here. All right, let's go down to the end of the scroll here. Simma. Stephen Assist wanted Mark Jackson to get the job because straight like that, man. You know, everybody's a racist now. Everybody. You know, everybody's coming out the woodwork. You know, when you want to talk about white privilege and all the Karens that are coming out, and all the stuff that's coming out on that end. But on the other end, people are also using that as a shield for their bullshit on the other end. You know what I'm saying? So the good people in the middle got to deal with all this fucking bullshit. Let me see. You still got I'm spitting fire, man. Red Bones. Yeah, Andy. All right, man. Yo. Yeah, shout out to the crew once again. I'm solo dolo right now. I'm also affiliated with another network that's Gorilla Podcast Network. That's a Connecticut-based network. They took a hard hit with the whole coronavirus thing, so they're gonna start getting this stuff back. I think everybody on that whole network was dealing with something having to do with coronavirus and just the 2020 issue. Money, people don't have jobs. You know what I'm saying? When they got somebody on TV talking about white privilege as the reason why Steve Nash got hired, it's crazy, man. There's too much shit going on in this world for that dumb shit, man. Yeah, man. I'm freaking sweating, bro. Well, what the fuck was I saying? But man, it's too stupid. Let's see what they're saying over here on Facebook and Twitter. Got somebody here. Hey, it's my man here. This is VD. That's Vishal Desai. That's another guy from Ultimate Knicks, man. Yo, Ultimate Knicks. Tell everybody from Ultimate Knicks that your boy what was I called on there? Spree H2O. Spree H2O. Was I called Spree H2O? No, Any Star. No, I was called Any Spree on UltimateKnicks.com. I was called Spree H2O on there. I was also called Any Star. Any Spree on UltimateKnicks.com. And then you know me now as Any Star. Ewu the Any Star playoff for J. Rule, the Damager. I'm from East New York, Brooklyn. That's where that comes from. So anyway, let's talk about my man VD here. He said Knicks did it with Derek Fisher. Nets did it with Jason Kidd before hiring players with no closing inspiration. Yup, exactly. If I'm not mistaken, Isaiah Thomas. I already mentioned Isaiah Thomas earlier in the show, and then Mark Jackson. The number one, Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers had no coaching experience. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? Yo, man. Yo, I'm happy to see your face, man. Yeah. Yo, look at that smile. Look at that beautiful smile, man. Man, you guys. I miss you guys, man. Yo, shout out to VD because VD was running actually. We both were running at the same time, but I'm actually qualified for the New York City Marathon and they canceled it. So I'm back to being fat, man, until I figure out a reason to get back out there to run. So anyway, man, I'm like on fire, man. So anyway, that's the show, really. What time is it? It's almost 4:00. Shout out to the Nothing But Knicks Network. We got Andy, I believe Gorilla Mo, and Isaiah. They're about to get on right now. So I'm gonna end the show here so you guys can get over to their channels on Sportscaster. I believe they'll be on Sportscaster. They might be on YouTube or whatever, but check out Sportscaster. You got Andy. You got Isaiah and you got Gorilla Mo. You can go into my followers and you can find their names or whatever and follow those guys and you can watch their show and stuff like that, man. So hopefully they're still going on at 4, so you can go check them out, man. This is it, man. Diaretics Podcast. Your boy Ewu the Any Star. I'm from Brooklyn. Can you tell? Yeah, I've been trying to be diplomatic a little bit because I've been trying not to go full retard on this thing, because I'm just trying to establish whatever. But it seems like most of you guys like to see craziness, you know what I'm saying? So this is crazy, Ebro. I can't keep this energy all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it is for this episode, and we just got to keep it moving, man. Dianetics Podcast. Let's since you guys are here, let's shout it out. Dianetics Podcast. You can find me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram heavy, man. If somebody misses now, I'm gonna be, hey, how you doing? Well, I'm gonna hit you right back. Twitter. I'm on Twitter talking shit with the guys on there. Facebook, I've been on Facebook the longest, but Facebook, I feel like everybody just like ignoring me on Facebook. Well, Facebook, Dianetics Podcast is on Facebook. Like I said, I'm on Twitter. Dianetics PC is on Twitter. Sportscaster, follow me on Sportscaster. These guys here, these are my guys. What else we got here? Of course, follow me on YouTube. The YouTube channel is popping. I haven't really been doing any lives on there. I did one just because Sportscaster wasn't working. But I went live on YouTube one time. But everything that's posted on here, I put it on YouTube, right? So just look out for more stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna be getting busy, man. Like I said, with my crew, with the Nothing But Knicks, we got the Gorilla Podcast Network, and then also me, man. I'm gonna be doing my own thing. We on fire, man. You know what I'm saying? We just out here for the people, and that's the end of me talking shit, man. So Dianetics Podcast, we out. Oh, whoa! Before we go on Dianetics Podcast, when you see a diehard, tucking your fingers. It's going to be 4 fingers to 4, tongue in your thumb. Salute. That's what you do when you see a diehard. All right, peace. Bye.